Hi, this is Pritha from Impact, and today with us we have Kapil Grover, who is Marketing and Digital Officer of Burger King India, and Cecily Thomas, President Burger King India. Happy to talk to you guys, and first of all, congratulations on crossing 500 plus restaurants.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, we're lovely to be here.
So my question to you is that Burger King crossed 500 plus restaurants. So what has been the growth driver for this in India?
So if you look at Burger King, we've been here since 2014, and our rapid expansion, we're the fastest growing international QSR chain. In just under 5 years, we were about 100 stores.
Yeah.
And today we're sitting in 11 years at 500 plus stores. So I think our biggest impact to your point in growth would be that not only did we focus on metros, but we also expanded into the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which gave us that, edge in moving fast. And I think that's why proudly we can say that we are at 500 stores today in terms of growth.
Yeah, just to add to what Sis said, we are also built on the back of a very strong value strategy. It's critical for any brand to survive in India. Value dish has been part of our core strategy since day one, and we continue to grow that.
And just to add to Kapil, when we came into India, McDonald's was there, and the Burger King Global, we kind of took what is the experience of the Burger King Global brand, and we localized it to Indian palate. So if you look at our menu today, not only it is affordable, as what Kapil said, but it's also catering to the Indian palate. And I think that was another strong lever for growth. The acceptance from the Indian taste palate was very high for us. We kept that in mind as a core center whenever we create a menu experience.
I did.
So, like you said, Burger King has been in India for quite some time. So, what are some of the trends that you have noticed over the years, and what are some of the upcoming trends in the following 1 2 years?
Well, I think one of the key trends that we've noticed is that consumers have evolved over time. I think one of the things that we are incredibly proud of that we are very agile as an organization, as a brand. We stay in touch with what's changing in the consumer landscape. Technology has evolved, media landscape has evolved, taste palettes have also evolved. Let's see more and more Gen Z coming to our restaurants now. They're expecting a lot more innovation, a lot more interesting, ideas, concepts from the brand. So we continue to evolve as our market evolves. One of the new trends that we're noticing now in the consumer landscape is there's a lot more focus on digital experiences, whether it's in the store or whether it's in our media strategy. It's a lot more digital savvy than what it used to be when it started out. And Cecily can add a bit more to the digital experience.
So if you actually look at our stores today, from when we opened, you can see that, sitting at a store, today all our ordering is done through the self-ordering kiosk. You can also see on your table, you have a QR code. So you can just walk in and you can actually place your order from the app, through the table service, through the SOK. And what this also enables today, as you asked, what is evolving? Even though we're a quick service restaurant, just QSR, today the guest experience and the dining experience plays a big role. So we've actually moved to table service. So if you go to any of our stores today, you have the convenience of ordering, waiting at your table, and the food will be served hot, fresh, and quick at the convenience at your table. So that's an evolving trend that we're seeing, just to add to Kapil.
See, self-ordering kiosk is an interesting way of, for the consumers to get empowered to make their choice, right? So they're exploring the menu. They are going through the different items available, right? It allows better discovery of the menu and also puts the power in their hands to make the choice, right? So that's a very new way of ordering. And we were quite surprised at how rapidly consumers have adapted to this new way of ordering. The classical model was to walk up at the counter, there's a cashier there, have a conversation, make the choice, the cashier would help you make the choice. But consumers have very easily shifted to this new digital, technology, because we're all used to using our smartphones and we're doing that all day, on ordering e-commerce, or aggregator platforms. So just adapted this very rapidly.
So recently we have seen a lot of local Indian companies or brands which have come up with burgers. So how is Burger King different from that competition and also from McDonald's and bigger fast food chains?
I think let me sort of first set the context that Burger King is a global brand. What sets us apart, first of all, is that there are certain global favorites that we have, like the Whopper. It's actually a much bigger brand than many other products in our portfolio, right? So that sets it apart. The second is that as a global brand, you have certain quality and operating standards that you bring to any market that you go, right? So the consumers can trust, when they enter a Burger King, that they get a certain experience, a certain quality of food, right? Which is very typical. The second thing that differentiates us is the taste, right? We've always, stood for a very differentiated taste experience. In fact, just an anecdote, when we launched the brand, Cicely was one of the, she's actually technically the second employee of the company. We did the largest taste test ever done in the history of working in India. Right? Over 4,500 consumers tasted our menu before we decided the menu for him. Right? So that sets us apart. So we sort of designed the menu for the market. And I think if you look at how agile we are as an organization, as I told you, look at our BK Cafe, right? We conceptualized the idea. The first research that happened on BK Cafe was in April of 2021.
Yeah.
And by 2024 December, we had launched over 350 cafes. Today, we have 400 plus cafes. Just take, you want to add something about the cafe?
So the cafes for us is a big add-on. So if you see as customers, all of us, if you look back when McDonald's was there 20 years ago, how you consumed QSR and how we all consume QSR today is very different. Morning breakfast. Today, everybody even comes here to have a coffee. So we are open at 7. We've seen day parts evolve. People are more, open to that idea of sitting, working. There's a co-working space environment. People are coming to our stores. So coffee is added on to our usual day part. It has also added a breakfast time for us and also many other occasions for the guests to come and experience us. And to your point, how we different, our scalability, the supply chain that we have, the strong procedures and process we have allows us to expand quicker, keeping all the norms in place. So I think that's a big strength that we have as a brand.
So you told about a lot of Gen Zs who are coming into the stores. So how is marketing and advertising to the Gen Z different from, the other generations?
Well, first of all, they literally live their whole lives out of their phones, right? So that has completely changed. As a marketer who spent about 25 years in marketing now, I have learned a lot in the last 5 years. My learning curve has been much more steeper than it was in the first 20 years, right? So first of all, the engagement, right? We often use very new age technologies like AI, we've done in the IPL campaign, we usually use live couponing as, within the match moments, right? So that was very interesting. In the olden world, you would put out coupons, but now you are, with the score, you were putting out coupons in the middle of the live telecast, right? That's one. The second is that they're far more comfortable with, the digital experience, right? So when they come into our stores and then they come into our restaurants, whether it's drive-through or in a dine-in restaurant, like in drive-throughs also, now we have, voice ordering. Right, so you can drive in.
Yeah.
There'll be a speaker system there. You can sort of interact with the person inside the store through a voice ordering system. You can use the right to really do that, right? So there's a big shift that's happened in the consumer. The taste panel is also evolved, right? We've seen consumers seek more newer experiences. We continuously come up with new ideas. For example, we're launching the product called the Nugget. So Nugget is a standard, product in the QSR industry. But when we were launching it with research in India, and we saw the consumers were actually seeking a slightly different, experience. So our product is crunchier than what you typically get in QSR. Well, that's an insight. And it's great that, working globally is a very flexible organization. They said, listen, whatever is right for your market. So actually created a product, the chicken nugget in India is only in India again. It's not available anywhere else in the world. So technology, the way they experience the brand, tasting profiles, everything is worldwide.
So could you compare overview of the marketing budget allocation like through different channels?
So, what I can share is that we are a very digitally savvy and a digital first organization. From our media choices, we have progressed significantly in favor of using digital platforms. We are a lot more on Meta and YouTube and other digital platforms today to reach out to our customers and reach out to potential guests. Significant amount of money is spent on building brand salience, right? Making sure our consumers are aware of our new launches or new products. There is a significant amount of money spent on local store marketing. So this is in retail industry, any sort of category of retail. It's very important to make the trade area aware of your product, your store location, your services. So those are the two key sort of spends that we involve all with the marketing budget.
Yeah. So, what demographically speaking, which areas in India are geographical regions in India are your growth drivers?
So, when we launched the brand, we started with metros, which is much populous. And what we do is we do a cluster approach. So when we go into another region, we see what are the tier 2, tier 3 cities that you could open a store potentially. depending on whether the catchment has the appetite for a burger. Now, today you'll be surprised when you go to tier 2, tier 3 cities, they're very well traveled. They all study in metro cities and they go back. And they don't have the supply of the product that they want. So today, a lot of the growth is coming from all the QSRs from your tier 2, tier 3 cities. So to your question, if you're looking, always we would have about 70% still in the metro, and the 30% will come from your tier 2, tier 3 cities largely. Because we have enough opportunity, where we are. We're just 500. There's much more room out there for us to open. So we're looking at the growth wherever there is, our target segment. And I think that's a wide area to kind of look at.
So what is the future focus of the company from a total overview and from a marketing perspective?
So from a total overview, I cannot go much in detail because we're a listed company. But what I would like to say is that we will focus on menu experiences, which is depending on innovations which are Indian taste-led, because we can see that's where it's going. We would definitely focus on the digital because that's a new trend, and we see that it's helping with the guest experience in the dining space. And from a growth perspective, we would continue to grow aggressively in the metros as well as the tier 2, tier 3 cities because it will give us a first mover advantage. So that's from my perspective.
From a brand lens, I think innovations will be a big part of our growth strategy in the future. We'll continue to innovate and offer consumers relevant products. Value will be a big part of our growth strategy in the future. I think it's for any brand, any category that intends to be of scale. Our mission is to be a 1,000-store company in this country and very soon, right? So for any brand that aspires to be of that scale, value will always play a big role. And by value, I don't intend, just low price points. By value, I intend is value for money. So you'll always get more for your money in both, right? That's what our protect is.
Thank you so much. Kapil, thank you so much. Cecilia, it was lovely topic.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Pleasure speaking. Thank you.